Why people hate the subject math. Are you one of those people who's afraid of math or gets bored whenever it's the subject to learn? Do you have math because you think it's a thing that's hard to master? Mathematics is a subject that is widely studied around the world. Despite its relevance in our daily lives, many people find it challenging and frustrating to engage with. Unfortunately, this feeling of frustration often leads to a negative perception of the subject, known as math phobia or mathematical anxiety. Math phobia is a widespread problem that affects a lot of people, from students struggling to pass math exams to adults who avoid numbers and calculations at all costs. It is a condition that creates an aversion to math, often causing individuals to shy away from opportunities that require mathematical skills. Math anxiety is a real thing. Math anxiety is a real and widespread problem that affects many people of all ages. It is a feeling of fear, nervousness, and discomfort that arises when faced with a math-related task or situation. This can range from basic arithmetic to complex equations and formulas. For those who suffer from math anxiety, the fear of making mistakes, the pressure to perform, and the feeling of being judged can create a mental block that makes it difficult to absorb and understand math concepts. This can lead to poor performance in math-related tasks, low self-esteem, and a negative attitude toward math. Just imagine those after-school afternoons where our parents dredge us with divisions and multiplication problems, and we can't go out with our friends until we solve every single one of them. Hear this: the way math is taught can also contribute to math anxiety. Many teachers or some parents focus too heavily on memorization and rote learning, rather than emphasizing the practical applications of math in everyday life. But are they to blame here? The societal and cultural pressures surrounding math, which contributes to people hating the subject. When it comes to math, there are often societal and cultural pressures that can make it difficult for some individuals to truly appreciate or even tolerate the subject. For one, there is a common belief that math is only for the smart or gifted students, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem among those who do not excel in the subject. Additionally, math has traditionally been viewed as a masculine subject, which can make it difficult for girls and women to feel confident and included in math-related activities or fields. And again, the way math is taught in schools can also contribute to negative attitudes towards the subject. Teachers may focus too heavily on memorization and rote learning rather than emphasizing problem-solving and critical thinking. This can lead to students feeling bored, frustrated, and disengaged from the subject matter. By breaking down the barriers and stereotypes surrounding math, we can create a more welcoming and empowering environment for all students to succeed in the subject. But enough of these things, let's go to the root causes why a lot of people hate the subject. 1. It requires a lot of memorization. From multiplication tables to formulas, there seems to be an endless amount of information that needs to be remembered. Also, math relies on building blocks of knowledge that build upon one another. If someone hasn't mastered the basics, then they'll struggle to understand the more complex concepts. There are also many people who feel that memorizing math is pointless. They argue that since we now have calculators and computers, there is no point in memorizing formulas and equations. However, memorization is still essential in math because it helps develop the skills needed to solve problems quickly and accurately. 2. You need to make a lot of mistakes in order to get the right answer. Unlike other subjects, math is not just about memorizing information, but about applying logic and problem-solving skills. This means that making mistakes is an essential part of the learning process. Unfortunately, making mistakes is easier said than done. It can be frustrating, time-consuming, and demotivating. When it comes to math, the fear of making mistakes is common, and this can hold people back from learning and enjoying the subject. 3. It is a very hard subject. The complexity of mathematics can make it difficult for anyone to comprehend, let alone enjoy. It is not just about numbers and equations. Math requires a level of abstract thinking that many people struggle with. Math is also a cumulative subject, meaning that new concepts build upon previously learned ones. If students fail to grasp one concept, it can be difficult to move on to the next. This can be a major source of frustration for students who feel like they are constantly falling behind. 4. It is not taught enthusiastically. Math is often taught in a dry and boring manner, which can result in a lack of engagement from students. One possible reason for the lack of enthusiasm in math teaching is the pressure to focus on standardized testing scores, instead of inspiring a love for the subject. When teachers focus mainly on test preparation, it can create a negative association with math and leave students feeling frustrated and disengaged. 5. It needs a lot of patience and persistence. Unlike other subjects, math cannot be learned simply by memorizing facts or concepts. It requires a deep understanding of the underlying principles and the ability to apply them in a variety of situations. This means that students must be willing to work through difficult problems and persevere even when they encounter obstacles. Also, the process of learning math can be quite frustrating at times. It often involves trial and error, with students making mistakes along the way. This can lead to feelings of discouragement and a reluctance to continue. The fear of numbers, inadequate teaching, and peer pressure can all contribute to the negative perception of math. However, it's important to remember that math is a crucial part of our everyday lives, and it's a subject that can be understood and enjoyed. Hold up, amazing viewers. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to join our thrilling adventure. Don't forget to share the fun with friends and family.